Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Venus's Guidance. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kendra. I thought I'd do a different type of video today. I got a download from my star family, my loving star family, about the different types of contact that some of us are receiving, that some of us in the future will be receiving, and how to differentiate the different types of contacts that you're going to be receiving. As all of us, there will be a lot more contact from our ET families, from our loving, benevolent star families, from darker extraterrestrials that are here that have bad intentions, and how to feel the energies behind them. So it's going to be kind of like a series where I'm going to go through the different types of contacts that you will be receiving and within your life. So, first we have the close encounters of the first kind, close encounters of the second kind, close encounters of the third kind, close encounters of the fourth kind, close encounters of the fifth kind. And we're going to be using this deck here that I got from Etsy called Contact, written and illustrated by Mercy Morgana. And yeah, so what it says on the back of the deck here is, are you ready to make contact? This deck acts as a vessel, a channel through which ETs can make contact with you. Follow the protocols and prepare to engage in your very own close encounters. All right, so, and what it does say at the beginning of the book here is, the path to first contact begins with an open heart and a curious mind, ready to explore the mysteries of the universe. For myself, I always knew that it was different. I always knew that I was here to do something more than, what goes on in your day-to-day life, your 9-to-5 job. I always felt like it was backwards, it was upside down, it never made sense to me. It felt like, we were wasting our lives away on doing meaningless kind of jobs and, stuff that wasn't really important. I always felt that for a long time. And I would always talk to my friends about it, but they would never understand me or where I was coming from. And this was like 20 some years ago. We live on such a beautiful planet called planet Earth. And for us not to explore her and, to really have the freedom that we really wanted to, it felt very restricted. It felt like a ball and chain. It felt just it felt very unnatural. And, my friends would always be like, Kendra, this is life, this is how it is. And I'm like, no, it's not. This is not how I remember it to be. It's almost like we were matrix breakers, starseed light workers. We always kind of knew that things seemed off, that, that there was a bigger purpose, that there was more to life than this. If you've ever questioned that, I'm sure we all have. And the one movie that really made it clear for me was the movie that was based on a true story called Fire in the Sky. That really freaked me out when I seen that movie when I was younger. And to know that that actually really happened, if you haven't seen that movie, I mean, I grew up in the 80s, so I believe this movie came out in the late 80s, 90s sometime. You should definitely go back and watch Fire in the Sky. Yeah, to see what type of negative extraterrestrials were out there, but I also knew that there was loving extraterrestrials out there, that we were made up of so many backgrounds of just like religions here, backgrounds that we have here on Earth. We're also made up of so many different ET species here also. And that's what they call the junk DNA, which they don't want you to know about. But anyways, we're going to find out what the first encounters are for you, so you could understand and know the meanings behind, the different encounters. Maybe some of you have experienced some of these encounters. I know that I have since I was little. There's certain scenarios and situations that I was in that made me question things that just seem very strange. I don't feel like anything really bad has happened. to me like others have. They've had some very bad ET encounters from the negative extraterrestrials. Some of the encounters that I had was, I'd have dreams about like ships coming over my house, and I could hear this different types of noises coming from this craft that didn't seem natural. Um, in this dream, it did feel a bit kind of scary, so think, I don't believe anything really bad had happened, but I believe that they were just kind of letting me know that they were there. It could have been that I was just, I was in a dream state, and it was just a huge craft, and I didn't really know if it was good or bad. I did kind of get scared, so it could be that they could have been just good ETs, but I didn't know what to make of it because I was dreaming. Um, and really, you have to feel the energies behind how you feel. Does it feel loving? Does it feel like they're there to help? Some of these negative ETs can also be manipulative. They can do mind control. They can totally control you. They can trick you. So you're going to want to be very, very careful. You're going to want to come from your heart space to feel what the energies are behind these certain ETs, because like I said, they're going to try to trick you. Some of the darker entities, ETs, the feeling that you're going to feel behind them is very dark, very negative, very manipulative, very dense, kind of evil. Like there's no love behind it. It feels off. It feels lower dimensional. It feels like they don't have good intentions. Kind of like this manipulative kind of energy. I can't think of any other words, but you'll be able to notice the difference. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it. So the close encounters of the first kind, I kind of pulled a few cards and we'll kind of look over them. We'll read the meaning behind the cards. Is believe. Okay, so do you believe in extraterrestrials? Do you believe that maybe they exist? So this is a card here, believe. All right, and we're gonna read and see what the meaning behind the believing is here. All right, so just give me a minute here. Okay, so believe. I believe in aliens, but do they believe in me? The first step into journey of the contact with your higher beings is belief. You're here on a rock called Earth, and you believe, but do they believe in you? Do they believe in a higher calling enough to reach out and send word of their plans and ideas? You are being called to strengthen your belief in their presence and to show them that you are dedicated to a higher cause that brings them here. You are part of a galactic mission. You have a purpose and an intent, and you need to believe in yourself now more than ever. Contact or not, your greatest calling is ringing loud and clear, and you have a purpose and a meaning. You are here to raise the collective consciousness and raise humanity's vibration in the 5D. Believe in your mission, believe in yourself and these beings, and ascending. So how to activate these beliefs is some of the things that you could say out loud is every day, throughout the day, is I believe in my mission. I believe in myself, and I am ready to ascend. So certain journal prompts that you could use is what can you do to raise your vibration today and every day? So whatever that means for you, if that's meditation in the morning, if that's sun gazing, if that's getting out in nature, grounding, how can you do, what can you do to raise your vibrational today, and how to work around that every day. When you get negative thoughts, you're getting hit with like psychic attacks from other beings, from the 5G, whatever it is. How do you raise your vibration? How do you, every morning and every night when I go to bed, I talk to the Creator throughout the day. and I ask him to ask Mother, Father, God if they could put the armor of God of protection around me. You know, that you're in this light form body, that there's a protection light around you that follows you around all day. From negative entities, from people trying to harm you or hurt you, you know, as you go into the world. And make sure you do that at night also when you're going to sleep, that you protect yourself in the dream realms. If you're astral traveling, that you're fully protected. And make sure that you get in the habit of doing this. It's very, very important, especially as these attacks heighten, you know, because, you know, the dark forces know that humanity is waking up. They're becoming more conscious of what's going on, what is happening to us, how we're being affected every day, and how to fight these type of energies, attacks. All right, so how can you believe in yourself enough to make contact? So that's something that you're going to have to brainstorm, come up with different ideas of how you can believe in yourself to make a certain kind of contact with your star family, your loving star family, and you know how to go about that. All right, so we're going to move on to the next one, which is the star seed. All right, so for a lot of us, we like to call ourselves a star seed. We like to plant these seeds within our friends and family to try to get them, not to force anything on them, but to start planting that seed where they start, you know, looking into it, start researching it, start thinking about it more, those sorts of things, right? Okay, so here's the starseed card here, which it has a lot of beautiful colors, and it's very kind of okay. Anyways, we're just gonna get into the second card here. So accept your galactic lineage. It can be jarring to learn that you are not originally from this earth. Your soul is on a mission from another planet to raise the vibration of humanity. You may feel like you are doing, you may feel like you don't belong, like it isn't your home, like your family isn't yours. And these are all normal. These are some of the things that we all kind of feel for some of us. But you came here consciously. This integration was a choice. Embrace this choice and stop fighting the desire to be home. Accept that this incredible place is now your home, and you came here for a greater purpose. Only then can you begin your mission. This earth needs you now more than ever. While your true galactic lineage may retain a mystery, you do not need to know the full picture in order to engage with this mission. Embrace your unique spice and use it to help raise humanity in the next era. There are also so many others just like you, feeling isolated and wanting and waiting for this trip to go home. Wake up, you are home now. You've asked for this, so join it in peace and mission now. Yeah, for a lot of us, we've asked to come here, we've volunteered to be here, so maybe it's very foreign to us, maybe it feels unnatural, but we did take this calling for us to be here, that we wanted to be a part of this. Also, what I do know is that our Creator has, which is really important, has hand chosen a lot of us here on earth to do this sort of mission. There's a lot of other souls that have wanted to incarnate here to do this mission, but they weren't called to, that our Creator has handpicked us. So just be very thankful, be very generous that the Creator has handpicked certain of us to be here at this time, just to hold the energy, to anchor this energy, to be this matrix breaker. Whatever your mission is, everybody has a different mission. And just to accept that you are home now and that there's a certain mission that we have to accomplish at this time now. All right, so certain activations that you can, like I say out loud every day throughout the day is I embrace my humanity, I embrace my place on earth, I belong. All right, to help you kind of anchor these energies in, to kind of accept that this is your reality, that you are here to do a mission, and it's just very important. Okay, so journal prompts that you could use is, how can I accept my human incarnation? How can I better relate to humanity while staying humble about my purpose? Exactly, to um, obviously to talk to others, to help out humanity, to live your day-to-day life, by just doing simple things, by smiling at people, by you know um, helping people out, just being friendly, being nice, being compassionate. How can you relate to others by doing service work instead of service to, being service to others instead of service to self? There's so many ways around that to help anchor, to help you become more grounded, to accept why you are here and that you are on planet Earth at this time to do what work you're supposed to do. All right, so we're going to move on to the next card here, which is a light worker. So whether you want to call yourself a starseed, a light worker, which this is the card here, we're going to read what the meaning behind a light worker is, okay? So serve humanity. As a light worker, you are here to serve humanity and the planet on this on its journey through this awakening. This means helping, healing, coaching, and guiding others to open their heart chakra to unconditional love and ascension. You are being called in this moment to ask yourself, how can I help people today? Waking up is from the collective, taking your vision and sharing the illuminate the dark parts of our reality. Let others see the light that you have seen in all its beauty. Your duty upon awakening is to share the awakening with the masses. Even small acts of healing makes great waves, passions from one being to the other. To truly embrace this calling continues to work on your intuition, your empathy, so that you can always understand the fellow human and what they need in this moment. Allow your intuition to be your guide. What is your gut telling you today? So maybe you had a download, maybe you had some sort of interaction or feeling that there's something that you needed to do. Feel within your intuition. It's like an inner calling, a voice. What are you feeling like you're called to do today? Maybe it's volunteering. Maybe it's just to say something nice to compliment somebody. Maybe it's opening the door for somebody. Maybe it's helping, an elderly person with their groceries, or, we live here in Canada where it could be very, very icy in the winter, helping them cross the street. Whatever it is that the calling is for you that day to do, with your inner guidance is telling you, your intuition is telling you to do, just go ahead and do it. So how to activate being a light worker is, you could say out loud, I am a healer, I am empathetic, I can't say that word. I share the light with others. So share your light with others. Be compassionate to others. Be more of a healer to others. And journal prompts that you could use is, how can I help people today? How can I show others the light that I am carrying, gentle way, without enforcing my beliefs on them? And how can I heal without indoctrinating people to my beliefs? Exactly, right? So how can you work around that to not force certain beliefs on other people? How can you just start out small? And yeah, so that's pretty much what a light worker is. Let's move on to the fourth card here, which is Akashic Records. All right, so this is the card for the Akashic Records here. And the meaning behind the Akashic Records is the great library in the sky. The Akashic Records are available to all who seek universal knowledge. It may be time to tap into the knowledge so that you can explore your own lineage, unveil the mysteries of the universe, and pass the knowledge on to others. All events through the world, the words past, present, and future are contained within the library to help you learn and heal throughout past and present challenges and answer questions about the future. You can use this library to continue your healing journey. You can also tap into see your past lives and galactic lineage. This will not only strengthen your beliefs in the extraterrestrial beings, but it will strengthen your feelings, your purpose, and your beliefs in yourself. Make sure you enter this great library with questions for the highest good. Seek out the Akashic guide to allow them to lead you towards the knowledge that you most needed at this time right now. So how to activate the Akashic Records? Some of the things that you could say is, I request permission to view my Akashic Records. I am ready to heal old wounds and explore past lives. And some of the journal prompts that you can use is, what can I do to access these records? And what wounds am I looking to heal? All right. All right, so let's move on to the Ka energy, the fifth Ka. I believe this is the last card out of the Close Encounters of the First Kind. So your Ka energy, your life force energy. It says, harnessing life force. An ancient Egyptian belief, Ka represents the vital essence of life force of an individual. It is a spiritual energy that sustains the body and continues after death. A channel connecting the physical with the spiritual realms. The Ka is not just a part of self, but the energy that can be cultivated, harnessed, and directed. A concept to align which many modern understandings of spiritual energy. You are being called to tap into your life force, to awaken and channel the vital energies that resides within you. You have a conduct energy between these two worlds, and a physical and a spiritual. Now it is time to connect with the deeper currents of your own spiritual energy. Embrace meditation, breath work, energy healing, and rituals that calm and direct your energy. Strengthen your Ka to open yourself up to greater spiritual insights. This energy also needs to be balanced regularly in order to flow freely. Make sure that you are taking care of your energy every day. So certain types of activations to activate your Ka energy, your life force energy could be, I recognize my inner life force and channel it with my intention. I awaken the energy within me to bring balance and vitality. I am a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds. Journal prompts is, how are you currently harnessing the inner energies in your Ka? Which practices can you adopt and strengthen to balance your life force energy? And how can you become more aware of your energetic channels within you? All right, so I believe that's all in the first video here of the Close Encounters of the First Kind. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.